Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
With Rob Flynn.
What up? What up? What up? Podcast party people. What's happening? How you doing? Well, that music's kind of loud, isn't it? It's a little loud. I'm gonna turn it down. It's starting to hurt my ears, man. I need to turn it down. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not hurting my ears. I'm deaf, man. I'm deaf. I am so deaf. You don't even know. So deaf. Years of listening to monitors that are just ripping my head off. Painful. I remember the first Mayhem festival that we did. Oh my God. I can't remember who did the monitors, but it was literally just feedback for 25, 30 minutes. Just painfully loud, like, dude, you got to get this under control, bro. The nicest guy ever, and I just felt so bad, but Jesus, it was fucking painful. I became more deaf from that one tour. That one tour alone lost 10% of my hearing. I guarantee it. 10%. I am attributing 10% of my hearing loss to that one fucking tour, where I only played 25. I played a baby set. 25. My fucking electric happy hour is 2 hours. 2 hours and 15 minutes at this point. I was playing a 25-minute set on my 6th album. Why? It was a great tour. I'm not going to lie. It was fun. It was a blast. But just I don't want to go back to that, man. I don't want to do 25 minutes. We were playing 4 songs. It was a joke. Like our song, we've got 10-minute long songs. It was, and we were playing, I remember we were playing Clenching the Fist of Dissent and Halo, which is absurd, you know, and then we played 2 short songs because that was all we could fucking manage. God, it was so ridiculous. It was fucking ridiculous. It was fucking ridiculous. It's 25, 30 minutes, you know, just fuck. I don't want to go back to that. I'm looking at this Amon Amarth tour going, all right, 60 minutes, okay. 70 minutes some nights. Cool. I still, on average, every Friday play a 2-hour show, 2+ hours. And I like it. I like the 2+ hours, man. I like the 3-hour show. I loved all of the Bloodstone, all the Catharsis tour cycle. The 3-hour block, no breaks, just fucking banger after banger. I know it seems like a long time. It goes by fast, ladies and gentlemen. Especially when we cluster the songs together. That's where all the bands fuck up. They do like song, break, song, break. I'm like, song, break? 4 in a row. Just banger, 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 banger. Then you talk, or then a whatever. Know what I'm saying? All kicking up soon here. Tour dates up on machinehead1.com. You can get tickets there for the Machine Head Amon Amarth Halo Effect Tour happening starting August 31st. No, wait. Starting Electric Happy Hour dates are starting August 31st. First official date is in September 8th. Arena tour, baby. Starting off in Nottingham, England, and then going to Wales, then London, then Manchester, where they have Manchester, and Dublin, Ireland. We're going to do some more Electric Happy. We're doing 5 Electric Happy Hour shows. Electric Happy Hour live in Scotland. A bunch of small, kind of 800,000 cap rooms. And they're all sold out. It's going to be sick. And then we got a show in Strasbourg, France, Electric Happy Hour Live. That's going to be more like the weekly show that we do, very off the cuff, very eclectic set lists. I think the one in Strasbourg, France, we're doing Unto the Locust, top to bottom. It's the 11th anniversary that day, so we're going to do entire Unto the Locust album for the first half, and then who knows for the second half. Second hour is anything goes. My way, your way, anything goes tonight. Yeah, yeah. Machine Head dropped a new song, baby. Today. Came out today, this morning at midnight. New song called Unhallowed. It's a banger. I tell you what, I haven't read the comments. Just so you know, I don't read the comments. I can't read the comments. It's just too much. I don't want, even if it's good, I don't want to read it. Fucks me up. But when I turned on my phone today, because I always put my phone on airplane mode when I go to sleep. Turned on my phone, motherfucker blew up. Everybody's like, oh my God, this song is sick. Friends, associates, people that are peripheral, work for the band, like, holy shit, this song's fucking amazing. So, yeah, I was stoked. And then I had a couple friends who I trust, like, hey, what's the pulse? What's everybody saying? What's the vibe? And everybody's like, dude, everybody's just fucking blown away. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this song here for you. I'm gonna play a little bit of this song for you. It's called Unhallowed. What the fuck, man? Internet. Jeez Louise, the fucking internet is like, what is going on here? Play. What is going on? Oh, you fucking cunt. You fucking cunt. What is happening here? Why is this not playing? The gods don't want you to hear this song. I don't know what's the deal. Do I gotta quit Spotify or some shit? What the fuck? All right, let's try it again. Look at this shit. I'm going to look it up. Boom. What's up? Play, for fuck's sake. Oh my gosh. There we go. You better load all the way, Spotify. There we go. Lars Ulrich, eat your heart out. And that Lars Ulrich drum fill right there. Not that one, the one before. Vog riff right there. Cool Vog riff. This song is kind of a turning point for the record. As you may know, this is a concept album. And so the first few songs are really about character number one. Then after that song, after the third song, we go into the next few songs, and these songs are about character number two. Now in this song in particular, character number two has just lost his mother to a drug overdose, and in the downward spiral of the aftermath, he loses his mind. And there's times when he's in a depression, when he's suicidal, but there's also glimmers of hope here. He's trying to pull himself out. He's trying to, get past it, but he's in the depths of depression. And sometimes when you're in that place, you just can't shake it. And so that's what kind of this verse is about. Of sand. This rusted razor blade is looking all too kind. So this song kind of goes through that whole part, and then, at some point, the next song that comes after this really is kind of where he goes off the deep end. And so, there's a story to this. There's a concept. The whole album is a concept. And, you follow these people on the journey while you're listening to this record. And I'm super proud of that. I'm really proud of the fact that, we were able to pull this off, because a concept record, I think, is, I've listened to a lot of concept records, and I got to say, most of the time they kind of miss. They're just kind of, they don't. It just doesn't always pan out right. And, when they're done right, it really is, it does make the story better. And so, with this one, this was like a pretty heavy song. Like this song had to come together and be like, this had to be this kind of turning point in this person's life. And that's what it is. And, for all you don't know, I'll recap. The story, the concept of the record is based around two characters. Character number one is named Eris, and Eris loses the love of his life, Amethyst, and goes on a murderous rampage to avenge her murder. And, goes on a murderous rampage against the perpetrators who killed her. Eros is character number two, who Unhallowed is primarily about. And Eros loses his mother to a drug overdose. He then begins circling the drain, begins a downward spiral into madness, and in the aftermath of that, becomes radicalized by this charismatic leader and goes on his own murderous rampage, murdering Amethyst. And so he is the perpetrator. And the lyrics and the concept of the album details how their lives intertwine. And so, yeah, this song dropped today, and it's gotten really, I don't, like I said, I don't read the reactions, I read the comments, but, just from like the close people that have kind of like hit me up, they're like, dude, fucking holy guacamole, man. Holy guacamole, man. Let's see. I wrote some notes here. I wrote some podcast topic notes. What was my podcast topic notes here? What did I write down? Botfly. Lars Ulrich said he was going to come on the podcast. I'm not sure if I've talked about that, but he was like, yes, he'll come on the podcast. He says that as long as he doesn't have to talk about Metallica, he'll come on the podcast. I was like, deal. Let's fucking do it. Went to Chuck Billy's birthday party last weekend. Chuck Billy turned 60 years old, of the Mighty Testament. It was awesome. It was a surprise party that his wife Tiffany put on. They set it up at this biker club called a Solid Few MC. Shout out to them. Cool place. And she really it was pretty amazing. She kept that fucking totally secret. And they had everybody. It was in the day, which I thought was a great idea, because it was like no one's expecting a surprise party at 1 p.m. They expect it at night, and so they had everybody. It was kind of at the end of a court, like a lot of like biker clubs now are in like business kind of business courts. If you know what I mean, like little business districts, rather than like Main Street or anything like that. And so or a residential area. They're like in a warehouse district. And so, they just had everybody come to the end of the court. And then so like when Chuck pulled up, like everybody would just be waving or whatever. And so they pull around the corner. Everybody's there from the party and everybody's just waving at him. And the look on his face, he was just, what the fuck? What's this? And then he sees me and he sees all these other people. He's like, oh, he gets out. He's like, fuck you, fuck you. It was super funny. It was great. It was a great vibe. They had some Testament beer there. I can't remember who the brewing company was, but it was a Kolsch. It was a delicious, and it was ice fucking cold. It was a hot day. And, yeah, it was awesome. Great hang, great vibe. Just, cake, just hung out and talked to everybody. It was a killer vibe. What else? I watched this fucking crazy shit, man. This shit called a Botfly, dude. Oh my god. I'm gonna have G Mike put the Botfly video in there because, dude, this shit was so fucking crazy. So Ginevra's like, she's watching Facebook and she's like, oh, I just hear her going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, that's so gross. And I'm like, what are you watching? And go over there and she shows me, and it's this cat, and they stick tweezers up this cat's nose and they pull this giant fucking bug out of it, dude. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, how did that get in there? And I for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how this enormous, probably a good inch wide, inch and a half long. I was ugh. And so we started reading about what a botfly was. It was like botfly removal from cat. Look it up. I'm gonna put it here anyway. But dude, so gross. And I'm just like, nature, what the fuck? Like, gee. So apparently, botflies will get into the land. They're a type of fly, and they land sometimes on cats, sometimes on other animals that I can't remember. Very rarely in humans, but it can happen in humans. And they land and they put their eggs into not the bloodstream, but like the skin or the muscle tissue, and then the larva or the pupa works its way to a hole, usually like a nose hole or something, and then it grows in there, and then it comes out. And I was just like, that's some crazy shit, man. That's some crazy shit. I was just like, ugh, nature. That's fucking wild. And it can happen in humans too. Oh, God, so gross. Fucking gross. But yeah, so that was my whole botfly experience. Never even heard of the thing. Ignorance was bliss up until June 2022, knowing that there's botflies out there that can plant their fucking seed in you and let it grow. And anyway, we didn't even show it to my youngest son. My youngest son would freak the fuck out if he saw that shit. He's all bug-averse. Although he doesn't care about bees. Totally not scared of bees at all. But like spiders and fucking shit like that. Oh my God, he's a nut. Today is my oldest son, Xander. It's his birthday today. 18 years old for my little baby boy. They grow so fast. It goes by so fast. Jesus. It goes by really fast, man. I can't believe 18 years went by like that. It's nuts. He just graduated high school. Now he's 18. We're going to take him out to sushi tonight. He's having a whole thing with his friends right now. So I was like, I'll just go in and do some work. Podcast. But, yeah, pretty wild. Just celebrated Father's Day with my dad, and he spent the night all weekend. So, yeah, it was good. It was good vibe. Good vibe these last few days. And then I got barbecue. I don't have any big stars coming up. Barbecue is not a big star in the metal world, but let me tell you, barbecue is a star. He's a star in the Machine Head case stratosphere. He is a total star of the Machine Head fan base because he's a fucking lunatic and he's funny as fuck and he's got a crazy life and a million different stories. And, I just think that you guys are going to enjoy this for a podcast because this dude's just an interesting guy. Like he's a really fucking interesting guy, and he's not famous. You know, he's in fact, sometimes interviewing famous people is kind of boring. I don't want to. I'm not gonna name any names, but he's just a fucking crazy guy, and I love this guy. So I don't have any music to play for him. He does do a bunch of clips, which I don't have lined up, and so I'm going to have G Mike, my producer, put him into the section where we're talking about it. But he's got some funny comedy clips that he's done, and yeah, I'm going to have those so you guys can see those, and they're pretty funny, and he's funny. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is the mighty Floyd Barber, a.k.a. BBQ. BBQ.
Hey, what's up?
Good morning.
Fucking early.
It's really early.
Early. Hungover as fuck.
Hungover as fuck, huh?
Nah, not too bad. I had a few yesterday.
I saw the birthday post for Lunar Vixen.
Yeah, that was out of nowhere. She messaged me, or someone messaged me and said it was her birthday, and I just so happened to be having a few beers and had the new song on, and a fucking perfect time to send a tin up into the air.
Right, totally. She, Lunar Vixen, is our Twitch dungeon bondage mistress, right? She might have come out. She might have migrated from Facebook, but she came on my radar when we were on Twitch.
Yeah. So I think she's Polish. She's originally from Poland, living in UK with Andrew.
Okay. And Andrew, what's Andrew's name?
Protogen.
That's it. That I can only imagine what goes on in their house. Or maybe they're really normal. Maybe they're just like, we just want to have regular sex. Like we don't want anything to do with bondage or nothing.
Yeah, it's who knows. We just make shit up on Twitch and run with it.
Yeah. How you been, man?
Good. I mean, I quit my job. I'm in between floating around doing different things and trying to sort shit out so I can get over to UK, Scotland.
Weren't you working with like disabled kids or
yeah, more youth, kids that have been taken from their homes from pretty heavy traumatic abuse and stuff. So 14 years of that, and I was burnt out. I was fucking done. You see a lot of horrific shit. You deal with a lot of horrific shit, and I loved it. I loved doing it, but it takes its toll. Most people last about 3 or 4 years, so 14 is like a fucking long time to do that.
Yeah, I can't imagine what you see in that line of work. Like we don't ever talk about that kind of stuff, right? Like nobody in society wants to talk about like that kind of shit.
No, and like I don't even want to talk about it now. Let's get to the funny shit, not the fucking. I don't want to go into that.
But you're doing good. You're doing good though.
I'm doing a lot.
When did you quit your job? When did you quit your job?
Probably 2-3 months ago.
Okay.
And I was at a really low point, just so down, and spoke to first time in my life I spoke to a counselor and doctors, and they just said, just get out now. And I did. And as soon as I got out, there was a fucking weight lifted off my shoulders. And I've been doing heaps better. Right. So the missus has been holding the fort. She's working her ass off, but I'm back into a bit of work now. I've been doing some outdoor stuff and some support work with other people that isn't sort of youth, sort of older people with a bit of autism and ADHD and stuff like that, which is way more cruisy.
Right.
And I'm back on the up. I'm feeling good. I'm trying to organize this tour so I can catch up with all the maniacs around the world. And I'm fucking loving life.
For all of you who don't know, BBQ is a legendary head case very well known throughout all circles of Machine Head fandom and crew, has traveled quite a few places, man. You've come to America a few times from Australia. You've come to UK. You've come to, I'm trying to think
Belgium,
of, yeah,
Paris,
Belgium,
Paris,
Paris.
Belgium. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've been around. I've
Yeah,
done all the Aussie tours, just following around
you've done
Aussie tours, and they're not.
All the Machine Head Australia tours every time.
You got, and that's a lot of flying, as you know. So I've yeah, I mean, and just met the craziest, coolest people. Like we've got the Whack Pack, the Beer Boys, the Cunt Liners, the Head Cat. Like there's just these little teams that I've formed around the world, and just such a different group of people. Like the Whack Pack with M2D2 and Greaser. It's like
Yes, shout out to
you'd never
Greaser and M2D2.
some dudes you'd never think that I'd be hanging out with, but like I speak to them all the time. They come and stay with me when they're in Queensland, and fucking had some of the funniest times with them. I was talking to M2D2 yesterday or the day before just about this and getting some, you know, he's got a better memory than me because I forget half the shit we do, but
I don't know
he
how
was
you
telling,
remember. I don't know how he's remembering it because you guys are always hammered when I'm around all of you.
the general yeah, the thing of the whole theme of the whole chat was if you party with me before a show, there's a good chance you'll miss the show. So I mean, M2D2 missed a show at the River Stage when you guys supported Slipknot or did the tour with Slipknot,
Really?
and he drank absinthe. He was drinking vodka, and then I think someone broke out absinthe, and he got so fucking wasted. He was dry humping street signs on the way to the show. And then we got to the show and he got so fucking emotional. I think he even was crying and saying, I can't do it. I'm going.
Oh my God.
He went back to his room and he was just absolutely devastated.
What was he so emotional about? Just like something.
I just
not the show,
not
but something else.
I think he was emotional that he knew he was going to miss the show. It might have been after the show.
Gotcha.
He was so emotional. He was on, I think he was vomiting absinthe and vodka, you can imagine. And he's not a big drinker. He's not like, he doesn't drink a lot. And I'm always like, come on, have some more. Let's go.
Right.
Same with Greaser. So yeah.
That's
Greaser. Yeah. So Greaser's the same in Melbourne. I think it was when you did the Soundwave tour and you had the side shows. We got Greaser drunk at a pub in Melbourne, right in the city, and by mid-afternoon, in broad daylight, he was out on the street vomiting into a bin in front of people walking past, and he didn't make the show. So he had we sent him back to his room. We said, rest up, you'll make it. He didn't make the show, and so he missed a show. I mean, I've missed lots of shows, none of yours, but I've been kicked out of heaps of shows and got arrested and kicked out of Anthrax, and I missed multiple shows.
Didn't Ian McCray miss a show because of you guys?
Well, I'm going to put it down to us because we were supposed to drink with him the night before Manchester, and we did Blondies. So we cancelled Manchester accommodation and we went to Blondies to the Blondie show, and he got written off.
Machine Head played the night after Brixton Academy. We played a 50 cap bar. So it was the tiniest bar, probably the tiniest bar I've ever been in, let alone played. And it was fucking raging. So Blondie was that. Did Ian McCray go to that show?
No. So he was waiting for us. We're all going to go to a karaoke bar. So he proceeded to get smashed without us. And yeah. Next day, they told me he's absolutely gone. He's not going to come to the show. And I said, where are you? I'm coming. So I got a cab over to their apartment, and I'd never met any of them. So Cray Crays and a few others were there, Kenny Chan. And I'm like, you're coming to the show, get up. You can't. And he was white as a ghost. He was vomiting. And we convinced him, and he got to we got him to the venue, and we were having drinks. And
oh really?
And then yeah. and then he fucking snuck off.
Oh,
He fucking
geez.
yeah. So he didn't make the show. We nearly had him in there, and then he bailed. So he missed the show, and then I wrote a song about it. And what about Ian? I'm the other Cray. I'm not as well known. I don't post all day. I mostly watch and look. Maybe I'll stalk just like Kirk. It's just a fucking classic story.
That is. You're known for your. Yeah, we actually haven't had a barbecue song in a while, but you're known for writing songs about the other head cases, dedicated to or inspired by one of their many drunken evenings, or something that makes us laugh.
Yeah, usually I've been doing parodies my whole life, so I've got a knack of just changing lyrics, like just bang. You can drive it in the car with me. I just change lyrics to the funniest shit. And I started when you started doing the Facebook lives. I started doing the sunflower seed ones and the fucking sick bro, the hashtag sick bro, and that just went on. The peanut butter butthole boy.
Come here, boy, I'm gonna make you a treat. Come lick my ass, it's how dogs greet. Leave my crack, lick every last bruise, and tell everybody I'm Rob's from Chew.
Peanut butter butthole boy, peanut butter butthole boy, peanut butter butthole boy. Fuck cramp.
You can see the pain inside my eyes. Then I kick over your lamp. My leg locks up in a spastic cramp.
You know what hurts the most? It's not the cramp, it's the fact you get up and later.
I'd send them to you. I'd be off my fucking head. Like sometimes doing a bender, like on all sorts of shit. And I remember the peanut butter butthole boy. You were like, "Fucking, you got to write one of your songs for that."
I don't even remember what was the origin of peanut butter butthole boy. I don't remember that.
A guy came randomly on your Facebook Live and just said, "I put peanut butter on my butthole and get my dog to lick it off."
That's right. That's what it was.
And every
it's just like, I was like, what? And everybody was like, what?
Yeah, but everybody was like, "That's fucking barbecue" on a fake account, and it wasn't me. But I wrote that song.
Maybe it was now. Maybe it was.
It 100% wasn't me, but I wrote that and sent it to you. We were just off our heads when we wrote it, and it was fucking funny. I think we sampled you saying something in it. Same with fuck cramp. We had a sample of you saying something about cramping up, and Danny songs, Gauk songs, fucking. I think everyone's copped one.
Yeah,
brown old tongue.
Yes.
Brown old tongue in your bum. DM coming your way. Brown old tongue in your bum. In your bum.
Yeah, some of those songs. Yeah, some of the brown old tongue. Yeah, about Kirk. Kirk constantly kissing my ass. Brown old tongue. And then Fuck Cramp. Fuck Cramp was based on a song so if you don't know this, I used to do these Facebook lives where I'd just basically talk shit for a half an hour, and everybody we'd just join in. And then at one point I talked about how the night before, or maybe that morning, I can't even remember now, but like I had a fuck cramp. I was having relations with Ginevra, and like then my leg totally fucking spasmed out like in the middle of fucking, and I was like, Jesus, like stop, hold on. And then right after I did it, you had one.
I had one, yeah. Like I think it was the next night. So it was an early morning. We had me and Carly went out for the night, lots of drinks, having relations. She was on top. I got one in the hamstring, and same thing. I'm like, just get off. Like I picked her up and just got her off me, and she got up and went out of the room, and I was like, where the fuck's she gone? I thought she was like going to get me something, maybe salt tablets or a drink. And she came back with a fucking plate of toast and got back in the bed and just started eating toast next to me. I'm lying in there fucking, He's eating toast.
She's like, I'm hungry. I want to go get something to eat. No, I'm not helping you out. No, you can't have any of this toast.
So, that was, we sampled you saying it, and that was a pretty funny one. Did a good clip for it.
And then another head case, Danny Head Case, who was a regular on Facebook Live. And then like a week later, she got a fuck lock. She didn't have a fuck cramp, but her hip locked up. Basically a cramp, I guess.
The hip lock queen.
The hip lock.
I think I did that. Rocket Queen, hip lock queen, or something.
Oh, right.
But,
And
she got one.
You're known for taking other people's songs and kind of turning them into.
Yeah, I mean, just parodies. I mean, we did that Peanut Butter Butthole Boy and Fuck Cramp and Turks and Caicos. There's Zit on my cock.
Vodka, mojito, cold beer, and cornrows. Karaoke, rusty Rex reggae shows. Sit on my cock, yes, you heard it correct. My wife looking hot and scared to get erect. Ready to pop, it's not yet got a head. My penis is sore, it is swollen and red.
They were all originals.
Oh, okay.
For most part, I just parody something up. But yeah, I haven't done any for a while, and it's probably because of the work stuff, and I wasn't feeling it. But hey, I'm good again. Let's bring them back. I'm sure there's some people who need a parody done about them.
Have we done a John Gauck song?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, right, you did.
I did fucking. Fuck, I can't even remember. Gauck, wanking one out. What was it?
Right.
Tears for Fears or something?
Right,
And,
right.
Another one. There's a few Gauck ones out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like all the Americans. Who could you do Americans about?
Well, we did.
Militello.
We did Militello, Yellow.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Right,
you
right,
guys
right.
did it. I gave you the lyrics, and you guys
wrote it. Yeah,
you nailed. That was sick. That actually came out good. Coldplay, but no, Big J, fucking
Jay.
Scuba. I don't know. Scuba.
Cuba's Canadian.
I don't know. I don't know if we can. Yeah, I need something to go on. They've got to do something.
Have we done an Nos song yet?
I think you did one. You did an asshole.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Nos. I've got fucking Nos. Fucking Nos song.
I did fucking Dennis Leary an asshole, and I think you did that on your live. But I was working on one, and I stopped, and it was to the Flash Gordon song, but it was a Nas. Fucking whatever, but it was sounded good. I should have kept going.
You had to change. You couldn't call him savior of the universe.
No, it was moderator of the fucking universe. It was something. It was but it was bagging him.
He's definitely stepped off of the moderator status. This is
he has.
We're talking about my moderators on Twitch now at this point. He's been slacking hard.
Quiet. No, he's too busy on.
You know who stepped up?
Netflix.
You know who stepped up was Pascal. Pascal has really been moderating heavily. He's had to be moderating. We've been getting all these bot attacks on our YouTube live stream. Like some fucking cockface is fucking programming a bot to like spam our shit for like 20, 25 minutes. And dude, they're like, it's really out of hand. It's like really fucking lame. And, so he's been like, he's on, and it's a lot of work, man. It's like fucking, hundreds of comments. It'll like literally spit out like 10 comments in a row, like crazy shit.
And what about like the band or just
dude? It'll be like the N-word.
Sex sites.
It'll be like the N-word.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
we just had a porn bot spam us a couple of weeks ago. Like, so it was all just like, free fucking or whatever. Like,
yeah, I jump on YouTube occasionally, and Pascal's doing a killer job.
Yeah.
Another, just I can't wait to meet all this new group of people that I've met through Twitch and that. So that's why I'm hoping to get over there and see all these. Imagine.
I keep
imagine
on telling
Gauck.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're not sure if you're coming to Glasgow though, right? Or are you?
I'm definitely trying to get to some of the Scotland shows to start, and then I'll just go through to Manchester, and then trying to go anywhere else is way too expensive. So that run's not too bad.
Yeah, all on the same island and everything.
Yeah. Catch up with Andreas and Mirando and
I don't know if Mirando's going. Mirando's not talking about going to the any of the happy hours though.
Nah, he's going to do the happy hour in Strasbourg, I think he's
Okay.
he's saying he just can't get to the ones in Scotland, but he's definitely doing the UK.
I was
Doing
like,
the
that's too
UK run.
bad, man. I was like, the Scottish shows are going to be wild.
Oh shit, yeah. So I'm definitely trying to make those, and let's see if I party before Gouch before a show if he makes the show.
Mm.
He talks a big game, Gouch.
I think he'll make it. I think he'll make it. He drinks a lot. He's drinking that fucking shitty Fireball all goddamn day.
Fuck that.
No, super fuck that. Like I can do a shot of Fireball, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. That's He's drinking bottles.
And he mixes it with Coke. That shit's way too sweet.
Yeah.
Way too sweet.
Way too sweet.
I just get the little bottles and then stab them into a beer and shotgun them. That's the way to do a Fireball.
A Fireball in a beer?
Just you saw the Flaming Emu where I got the little Fireball bottle, stabbed it into the can and shotgunned it. And
kinda
as
like
you shotgun it, it tips into the can.
Cinnamon beer.
It's not tasty.
No,
it's just
I was gonna say
it's just a party. It's a party trick.
Yeah,
it's a party trick.
Okay.
it's not tasty, but I've been talking to all the head cases this morning, just in a chat because I got on the piss. I've been drinking all night, had a bit of a sleep, and got up and just had another one. And mate, they are fucking loving this new song. Actually, even on the Nuclear Blast pages, like the positivity on the new song is fucking unreal, isn't it? Have you read anything?
I haven't. I don't. I can't. Like I can't read it. I don't even if it's good, I just don't want to read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of hear.
That.
I turned on my phone today and my fucking phone blew up with like a gajillion texts, and I was like, okay, good vibe from friends and stuff. So
yeah. Man, it's
that's cool. That's cool
I
to
mean,
hear, though, man. That's awesome to hear.
You've been getting it. I mean, all these recent songs you've been dropping it's been very similar, but this one,
the Nuclear Blast though, like their socials can be like kind of hit or miss with that. Like it can be. Sometimes they're like fuck Machine Head, and other times they're just like this is good. Like all surprised. Yeah, that's a general consensus there. So when I read it this morning and it was mostly positive, I was like, this is fucking cool. But a lot of people saying it's their favorite. Yeah, I know it's just dropped, but their favorite one of the new tracks. And wow.
I mean, I said to you, it's like it's going to get the panties wet on the ladies because it's got that beautiful melodic singing, but then it's it's some deep lyrics. It's the lyrics that so many people relate to and I relate to. And it's when I heard it first, I was going, oh yeah, this is going to be a hit. But then I read the lyrics and I was like, fuck yeah, this is what I love. I love these lyrics. And
right on, man. Awesome.
It's that's the shit I love, and everyone's saying the same thing, And then it just busts into that fucking maidenish type, the 4-minute mark. The Cold and Alone kicks in, and it's man, what a song!
Right on, man.
Loving it.
Right on. Yeah, we just dropped a new song for anybody who's listening to this. We just dropped a new song today. Actually, probably yesterday for you, because you're in Australia. In Australia, them bastards, they always get the song like 19 hours ahead of everybody else. Because you're in you're in the future.
And the funny thing is, you guys in the US, I think, get it like last.
We get it last. We literally get it last.
So
I'm like, why do we get it last? In fact, I made a point. Because there is a way that you can program it. And when we did Stop the Bleeding, I was like, America's getting it first, okay? Like, that's it. It's dropping in America on the day, in fact, everybody got it at the same time. We got it. You guys didn't get it at midnight. We just got it. America got it at midnight. Everybody else got it at whatever time midnight in America was.
Yeah.
Which would be my preference, but I don't really care at this point. At this point, it's just like, whatever. I'm stoked. Yeah. In Australia, like all the Australians start, talking about it, and then like that buzz carries over to everybody else anyway. So it's cool. Yeah,
I mean, all the Aussies I was talking to, they were just tripping out on it. They were loving it.
It's crazy to think that you're 19 hours ahead of us. You don't seem that far away, but yeah, I guess.
No. Yeah, I mean. Like when I came over there, that's the flight, about a 16, 18-hour flight. So
yeah, because you got to fly from Brisbane to Sydney and then Sydney to Oakland, right?
Yeah, usually, yeah, you got to do the connection. So yeah, I mean,
Where'd you come? You came over for my birthday bash, right?
oh fuck, that's where I met the beer boys, Miranda and Andreas. That's where we clicked, and then I mean, I know your show's like no fucking regrets, but like I have this fucking regret about. I know it was funny and shit, but I have a fucking regret about fucking up TNT because, man, I nail that song. I played it with bands. I sing it at karaoke, and I got up there and I was so fucking wasted and just pulled my pants down and fucking.
I think that's what fucked you up. You pulled your pants down and you were so like concentrating on that like then you couldn't concentrate on the words anymore.
I fucking yeah.
I mean, I would imagine you don't normally pull your pants down while singing TNT with a local band, right?
No.
Yeah.
Look, I have been known to do it. I mean, the cruise. I went on the cruise and I won that fucking pop star comp.
Right.
And,
tell us about that. Tell us all that. Tell me how that.
All
That's a funny story.
So I did 3 cruises to get that win. So the first cruise I ever went on, I'll try to shorten it. I went on a cruise for a wedding, and I went in the pop star competition, and I got through the first and the second heats.
Pop star competition is like American Idol or like
Something's
Got Talent.
On a big cruise ship with thousands of people,
and the people in the audience are the cruise members, and the cruise people vote on who they liked best or whatever, right? Okay.
Yeah. So I get through the first cruise we did. I get through all heats, but then on the second last night, me and Carly get shit faced. We got shit faced every day. I think we had a drink package, so it's fucking endless drinks. You just drink cocktails, beers,
like open
whatever.
bar, right? Open bar, right?
Yeah. But second last night, I got shit faced and almost got locked up in the jail on the P&O cruise. And my missus and Carly vomited on the dance floor.
Why did you almost get locked up in the jail? Why did you almost get locked up in the jail?
I nearly had a fight with someone just because Carly vomited on the dance floor and they were trying to carry her away. And anyway, they cut me off and they said to me on the very final night when the finale is and you get to perform, I could perform, but I was not allowed to drink. And I was like, fuck that. I said, I'm not doing it then. I'm not performing. So I did. So anyway, I go on another cruise. So these other couples said, you want to go on a cruise. It's 2 years later. And the same thing, I get almost to the end.
So you did not perform?
No. So I got,
that was it. That was the end. Okay.
Yep. So I wouldn't.
And how far did you get on that?
I made the finals.
Okay, you made the finals. And what are you doing? What are you singing on the final? What are you singing on that first cruise?
I think the first one I was doing for my final one, I was going to do an AC/DC song. So anyway, I refused to do it. They wouldn't let me drink the last night, so I was sort of upset and brushed them. But 2 years later, we got invited on another one, and we went on it. And my whole thing in my head was like, right, I'm going back to fucking take what's mine. So I go back to the second cruise, and I'm like, I just jumped straight into the first heat.
Is this the same cruise line?
Yeah, same place.
Gotcha.
P&O.
You knew it was gonna be the same contest and the same.
Oh yeah. They go to Vanuatu.
Did they remember you? Like, oh yeah, you're the guy we cut off.
No, it was a couple of years later.
Yeah, the whole new crew. Yeah, totally different crew.
But same thing. I get to the end, and I get to the second heat, third heat. Like I just go stupid.
What songs are you doing? What songs are you doing? Are you changing the lyrics? Are you actually doing the song?
No. I did when I got through. I did. I think I did Guns N' Roses. I might have done My Sharona, and then I think I did. Where I got to the end before the finale, I was doing Bloodhound Gang, the Discovery Channel. You know, You and Me, baby. Yep. So I'm doing that, and I'm off my head again, and I'm running around in the audience, and Carly's on a chair out in the front audience, and I start humping her in the audience, and then I'm like I got my pants half down, but I pulled my undies right up, so it looked like I had a G-string. And I'm like humping shit. I'm humping a couch, and then I hump a hostess. Like a hostess comes past, and I like pretend a dry humper.
You can get in trouble for that one.
Oh yeah. So yeah, again, regret. And then they say to me, "No, that's too much. You can't be doing that. We're not having hostess. Yeah. We're not having you in the final." Like everyone was laughing, but nah, you're out. So I was going to be in the final, got the boot, and
he's got the boot again.
Yeah. Right. And I was like, fuck this. I'm never going on another cruise. And then 5 years later, a long time after, we decided to go on another cruise. Same cruise. I think people were friends were going on it. So we go on the cruise.
Yeah, somebody's.
Yeah. And this one, I'm like, fuck it. I'm taking this out this time. I'm not fucking around. So you got
to tone barbecue down a little bit.
Yeah. So
no humping, no dry humping the waitress.
No humping anyone. No, I did a little bit of humping, but there was a fucking cushion on a pillow on a couch, and I picked it up and I humped the cushion. And this one guy came up to me after the performance, this old bloke, got footage of it. He's going, "I never thought the greatest moment on my cruise would be watching a bloke hump a pillow on a couch while singing the Bloodhound Gang." He loved it. Anyway, I made it through. I get through to the end. It's the day before you do your final performance. They get you in a room, and they got the house band, and the house band they give you a list of what they can play, and on that list is Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name, and I'm like, fuck, I'm doing that. So I hand it to them, and the hostesses and the band are going, "This is a pretty, tricky song. Can you do it? And can you not say, fuck you, I won't do it." And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. So I practice it with the band, and everyone else practices their song, and you're all watching each other. No general public, just us.
Oh, gotcha. It's like a sound check.
But, but I'd already been drinking, so I just grabbed the mic and I'm fucking into it, like I'm in front of 1,000 people, and the band are just like, fuck, this is so good. Like they're probably old metalheads, and they were just loving it. So they're like, yeah, right, you can do it, because I didn't swear. And everyone else is doing Adele and fucking Louis Armstrong and all these big classic pop hits or old school hits. And then we do the last day, we do the show, and it's packed, just a big auditorium's packed. So the whole fucking crew, everyone's there. And I came out. I think they put me on last because they knew it was going to be a big show. And I had like beer tins in my pockets, and I'm on the stage and I'm drinking beers and I'm running through the audience and I'm doing Killing in the Name. And I didn't do the fuck you. I kept it clean. And then they get you all on stage and they announced it, and I won.
All right.
Then, like the fucking crowd's going crazy, and the dudes who are the judges are all saying, like, I think you've seen the video, like saying the funniest shit, like when they were talking about me at the end. And
what were they came up? I remember what I couldn't really even understand what they were saying.
They were it
was like some Aussie slang. So
just laughing, but sort of taking the piss and having having a joke. But
how rowdy you were.
Yeah.
And
then they come up to me afterwards. They give me this fucking trophy, but it's the boat. It's a model of the boat. I thought I was going to win like $1,000. I got a model of the fucking boat we're on. And they come up to me after that and said, tonight at the final party of the cruise, we have this big send-off party. It's the last party of the night. We want you to close the show with Killing in the Name.
Oh, wow.
So I got to close the whole fucking shebang at the end of the night. But I'd been drinking since 10 a.m. when the bar opens, and done my performance to win the thing at 3 p.m. So at 10 p.m. when I came on to do the final show, I still nailed it. And I'm running around the foyer. I had a wireless mic, and I'm running upstairs, and I'm sliding down rails, and I'm fucking going nuts. But I added the "fuck you." I didn't want to do what you told me in front of everyone. So, but no one cared by then. Everyone was drunk and having a good time. So
Right.
I finally.
And then you go to what? You go to bed, and then you wake up, and then you're off the boat that next morning.
Yeah, you're back in Brisbane.
Right.
So that was it. I'll never do another cruise. I won the comp, and that's it.
That's it. You're gonna keep that. You're gonna hold that title.
I got that boat trophy on the shelf.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not big on cruises. I don't know what it is. I get kind of seasick sometimes if the water's too rough. Like I get too cooped up. Like I gotta get off this thing. You know, like I'm that kind of vibe.
No, I'm with you. I'd rather go to a island and just sit on a tropical island and be, on a boat. But hey, like I said,
when I see you go out, I don't know if you guys are camping, but I see you guys out there camping and fishing and shit like that. I'm like, that's my jam right there.
Yeah, that's just up off the islands around where I am, and it's just paradise. So that's the go. But yeah, that was the pop star competition.
I think I saw I remember Henning Gooley came out to some of the Australian shows, or maybe he might have been working for us, or maybe he just came on his own. I can't remember, but I remember he went and raged with you guys one night, and he got some fucking amazing video of you guys. Like, I think someone was teabagging and M2D2 and fucking.
Yeah, that was Henning
was. It was like a day off on the tour or something.
Henning was filming for you guys, I think, and it was a blackening tour, and then
That's what it was. Yeah,
Fires came for the second leg. So the first leg with Henning, he went out with us on a couple of nights, and he was filming everything because, again, we were all raging, we were all wasted. I went back to his where he was staying. And for some reason, I did a combat roll. There was a curtain, a doorway, and I combat rolled through this curtain. And when I came out on the other side, it was a club, a backpackers club, and I was on stage with a DJ. I landed on stage, and what
happened?
Like I did a roll, like a combat roll. I don't know why I was doing it. I combat rolled through this curtain, this doorway.
What, at the show?
No, at his where he was staying, because he was staying
at his hotel. Okay, gotcha.
A backpackers hotel, the budget backpackers.
Oh, right. They call it a hostel. Yeah.
Yeah. So I rolled through this. I don't know. I was rolling down the hallway, and I rolled through this curtain. Next minute, I'm just out on stage with a DJ in a club, and there's all people looking at me like, "Where the fuck did this guy come from?" But he was filming it all. From there, I combat rolled into a convenience store, and then fucking down the main street, and lost my shoe in the air, and it was and then we went back to this room, and it might have been the next night, and M2D2 was fucked off his head, and he was doing some bit out of a movie and had his pants down and his nuts out, and fuck, I don't even know why. It's M2D2, but he had his balls out. And he sort of bent over near me. I think he had him cut and tuck between his legs, and he bent over near me, and I had a cigarette, and I just put it out on his nutsack. Henning got it on film. Henning has it on film. He never posted it. But he's got it on film, and
I should get some of those. I should get some of those from Henning for the intro of this. That'd be fucking hysterical.
And poor M2D2 had to wait in the airport the next day at a delay. He was there for 3 hours with a sweaty ballsack with a burn hole in him. He reckons he was in so much pain. But that was a pretty wild one. And then there was Fires came on the next leg of the blackening, and we did that final after party at the end, and you guys had that club booked in Sydney. And Hatebreed were there, and you guys, and there was another band, Bleeding Through.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone was hammered, but there was that band playing upstairs.
Oh, we had there was a Machine Head cover band playing or something, right?
Yeah. I think it was the guy. Remember Matt's AOD Switchblade band from Australia? He was
Right,
on the
right.
board.
Right,
I think it
right.
was his band, and they were doing covers. They did Seasons from the Abyss, I think, Slayer, and the guy didn't know the lyrics, so I grabbed the mic, and I was wasted, and my pants were half down, and the guys from Hatebreed were tipping JD and Cokes down my ass crack.
And your hairy ass crack.
Yeah. And I got thrown out twice, and you got me back in twice. But on that at that point, with the pants down, that was bye.
That was a bridge.
Third time. Yeah. Third time you're out. So
they were pouring Jack and Coke down your extraordinarily hairy ass.
Fire.
Looking Sasquatch of an ass.
So he had that on film, but that was Then there's been so many good.
Was M2D2 at that show too?
Yeah.
He
was there. Pretty sure Greaser was there.
You guys are such an unlikely pairing.
I know.
You guys do seem like you get along like awfully well.
It's a funny relationship.
Not that you don't get along with other people well. You guys just seem like you guys get along,
And since back in the day on the front lines, your board back in the day when we used to all chat there, and
the Machine Head message board.
I just loved M2D2 because he always fucking stuck up for himself. He had so many people talk shit to him, but he fucking held his guns. He always stuck up for himself. And when you meet him, he's just a funny dude. He's like, I call him my tour mum. He keeps me in check. He gets me to the next place. He gets me on my flights, and without him, I'd probably go missing. Right. But it's an unlikely trio, really, me, him, and Greaser.
Yeah, and you guys don't even live anywhere near each other, right?
No.
Yeah, you're all super far.
Yeah,
he's in like Perth
Sydney.
or Adelaide or something, right?
No, he's in Sydney, and Greaser's in Wollongong, which is New South Wales.
Okay.
Fabian's in Adelaide.
Yeah.
But they're good dudes, and you pulled out the Whack Pack one day, and that was the perfect name for the three of us, the Whack Pack. So good. But the after parties, I mean, with all the head cases and the fucking craziness has been. I love that. I miss that so much. I haven't been able to see a show for over 2 years because of COVID. Like Australia, they weren't taking anyone for international shows, and local shows.
It looks like it's just starting to open up now. I start to see bands booking a lot of shows there.
Yeah. So there's a festival at the end of the year, and I think by the end of the year and by next year, it'll be all systems go. So hopefully you guys can get over here. But that's what I miss. And I think going through all the other shit and the work, but not having that release, not being able to go to a show and see all these people and catch up with all these awesome friends and watch live music, that was fucking killing me. So this is why I'm really trying to get over there for these shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it, like Australia and in New Zealand and that part of the world was pretty isolated for COVID. Like the whole pandemic has been pretty hardcore lockdown, right? Like
yeah, full on, really. And I get it, but we're a pretty sparse sort of area. Like it's not. We could have still had shows in a lot of spots, and kicked off earlier than they have, but they've just started back up. So hopefully I can go and see a local metal show or something soon. But
yeah, you're not really you're kind of away from even Brisbane, right? Like you're not near the city.
Yeah. I'm like 2 hours north of Brisbane.
Oh shit! Wow, that's pretty far.
Yeah, just a tiny little sleepy fishing village that not much going on. But man, travel, I don't care. I'll travel anywhere for a show. I'll drive 6 hours. I'll fly to shows. So I see people complaining about doing 15-minute drive or 40-minute drive to a show, and it just fucking blows my mind.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I know. I used to drive to like 6 hours to go see Biohazard in LA, or like Slayer in LA, or Slayer in Sacramento, or Fresno. I followed Slayer all up and down California, like me and my friends. And I'm like, dude, like, oh man, you're playing like an hour away. I'm like, an hour away. that's what I got to drive now to go to a show. Like, that's just my regular fucking drive.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same. I like follow you guys around Australia, and the Soundwave shows. We did the Soundwave shows every state, and we did the side shows. And if there was something else on, we go and see that. That was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah,
that last party, the end of Soundwave, was fucking funny. And we had the after party. It was me and you and Bran from Mastodon, and I think Danny from Biohazard, John from Systems, and we're at the after party at the end of Soundwave.
Okay.
Remember that one?
At a bar?
And there was, yeah, upstairs at a bar. Everyone, the who's who of the metal world, and you had a certain drummer try to pinch your big bottle of Grey Goose.
Oh, right. I remember this now. Yeah. I was like, hell no, motherfucker.
You snatched it back off him. Snatched it off him.
That was the last night? Okay, I didn't realize that was the last night. I remember that night. I just don't remember where it was in the chain of events.
That was pretty funny. He had his big minder. He had his big minder sort of lead him out after that.
Right.
And his big minder was super cool anyway, like knew all you guys. But that was funny sitting there watching that. But yeah, look.
Did you grow up in this area, 2 hours north of Brisbane? Is this where you were raised?
No. I grew up on a bit closer. Sunshine. It's called the Sunshine Coast, Noosa. Like really beautiful spot. It's pretty overpopulated now, but it's like got one of the best surf breaks in Australia, and it's right on the beach. So I grew up there. So it's about an hour from Brisbane, and we used to go down and watch all the bands, whenever Biohazard or Pantera, you guys. I missed the Burn My Eyes show, the very first one, because all hell broke loose where I was, and I had tickets, but I had to move and got kicked out and had fucking police after me. So I missed the first Burn My Eyes tour, which I was fucking spewing about. But then it sort of made up for, seeing you guys on the Burn My Eyes tour with Logan and Chris, because that's what I missed. I missed that. And then I saw you guys on the Burning Red and the Supercharger. Burning Red, you supported Slayer, so it wasn't a real long set.
That was right. That was actually right before Supercharger dropped. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was. And then
good shows.
I missed. Oh yeah, shit, yeah. And I missed the More Things Change because Logan left, so you guys didn't tour Australia. So I was kicking myself. I was like, fuck, I missed them with Although when you did the Australian tour, Chris wasn't playing anyway. But
no, that was Walter Ryan.
Yeah.
He's now in Powerhouse.
Yep, that's it. So to see you guys, to see you with Logan and Chris finally was fucking awesome. But yeah, like we would travel down, and I saw Slayer and Biohazard, Pantera and Biohazard, Sepultura on the Chaos AD. Like I just turned 18, and we'd just go down there and
you saw the infamous Slayer Biohazard tour, where Billy takes or Billy's buddy
next night.
Billy's buddy takes a shit.
Yeah. That was
during their show.
That's what I asked you about to ask him. I was like, you got to find out, because we saw him in Brisbane, and that happened the next night in Sydney. Okay. And it was a fucking sick show. It was like, I think they were touring for State of the World Address, but yeah, the next night the infamous shit on stage happened, and I didn't quite know the full story. I knew a bit of it, but it was good to hear him tell it. Like that was fucking. That was my favorite.
That fucking Billy episode was just
mate.
It was so fucking good. I was like, I could have talked to him for another 3 fucking hours.
I would have listened to that for another 3 hours. That was my favorite. I was like, this is so good. And you know what? It's funny because we've got poop stories as well from when we were young. Like me and my mate, if someone used to fuck with us when we were younger, I'm talking like when we were 18 to sort of 20, like I don't know where it started, but I think I got kicked out of a club one night. I went outside and I shit on the security guard who kicked me out's car bonnet.
That's like the front. That's like the front of the car.
Bonnet. I got up on there and just ripped my pants down, and shit on his bonnet, and then got up. Then I got up alongside of his car and got my ass cracked between his side mirror and just wiped my ass between his side mirror, and and it fucking snowballed. Then my other friend Brian, then we're out one night and there was a dude there. And then he saw a guy he didn't like, so he went and shit on his bonnet, and then
the bonnet's the front of the car, just to be clear, right?
Yeah. I think you guys
we call it the hood. Yeah,
the hood. I say so the bonnet. So then he shit on a bonnet, and then a guy ripped me and him off that we lived with. He owed us like $600 rent, and he went and spent it on slot machines instead of paying the rent. So I shit in his work boot. So I shit in his work boot, and he went to pull his boot on and put his foot in a shit. And then the crescendo, the biggest one, and like it's a pretty fucking messed up one. I don't tell it often, and I hope none of my kids see it. But we moved to the Gold Coast. This is when I misburned my eyes. I got kicked out of home. There was all this drama. And I moved down to the Gold Coast, which is just a bit south of Brisbane. We lived in these shitty dive units with like junkies lived above us, and they were always ripping us off and stealing from us and fucking taking our clothes off the line and doing shit. Like one of them put a packet of prawns in my car. Prawns are shrimp. So when your shrimp, when they go off, like it smells like the fucking worst. So they hid them in my car.
Oh shit!
You know, in the sun and in the fuck, it just stunk. And
you can't find it, like you don't know where it's at
for ages. Like but anyway, we fucking work it out, and I'm like, those fuckers. And I said to Brian, same dude who was like always fucking doing the shit stuff with me, I said, we're getting these fuckers back. Anyway, that every fortnight they'd go to put their Centrelink form in, which is like Social Security. And you knew every week on this day they were gone for a few hours putting their forms in. So we went up. We go up
to get money from the government or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And we go up to their unit, and you could go on their balcony and around the side, and you can get through a window. So I jumped through the window, and then I opened the door. My mate comes in, and we're like, "What are we going to do to these motherfuckers?" And Bryce is like, he's straight onto it. Like he's in the bathroom and he's grabbing their toothbrushes and he's wiping it up and down his ass crack. And then he's like, then he comes out and I'm like, fuck you, that was fucking good. And he's like, comes out, and then he gets their ice cube trays out of the freezer, empties the ice and pisses in the ice tube trays and puts them back in the freezer. Like he's going all out. And then
he is. Yeah, he's really thought of this through. Like I've literally never thought that. Like that, what a great way to fuck with somebody.
And then so he's got two up on me, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Anyway, they had this big sugar jar on the bench. They had little coffee tins, and they had this big sugar jar, heaps of sugar in it. So I'm like, fuck this. And I tipped half the sugar out, and then I squat over the sugar jar and I took a shit, and I just snapped a nugget-sized piece of shit off in the sugar jar, and then filled the sugar back in it and just left it on the bench. And they made
that's pretty
good. They made coffees with that sugar for fucking weeks. And then one day, me and Brian, we're downstairs and we're in our unit. We hear this fucking commotion. Like, what the fuck is that? And like one guy's going, man, that's dog shit. And they're fucking carrying on. And me and my mate are just down there laughing our heads off it. So in the end we got them, but then they got me because one of them like robbed a casino and used my ID.
My God.
Used my identity, gave Floyd Barber, knew my date of birth, knew my address, sort of looked a little bit like me, but yeah. So, but they didn't know we'd done the shit in the sugar jar, and they certainly didn't know that they had piss, urine, ice cubes. But they did accuse us. They said, "Did you fucking shit in our sugar jar? Did you put shit in our sugar jar?" I was like, "No, what the fuck?" I said, "It was probably just coffee granules." And they were going, "No, there was fucking there was a piece of shit in our sugar jar." I was like, fuck. Wasn't me. But anyway, we had heaps of fucking poo stories from back in the days. It was fucking pretty fucked up.
That's fucking wild. Your buddy really thought that through, though. He had some good ideas.
Oh, he's a classic. He's an absolute classic.
Are you guys still friends?
Yeah. He's like my best mate. He was my best man at my wedding, and you've met him. He's been at Machine Head shows. Big, tall guy. He's a really good musician. He's the one that, if we do he did Peanut Butter Butthole Boy and Fuck Cramp.
Okay. He does
he's
all
a
the
talent.
with you.
He's a talented guy.
He lives near you still?
He's about 40 minutes away.
Okay.
But yeah, he's good value. He'd do anything for you. He's a classic. We don't do fucking shit and piss and all that stuff anymore.
No, of course not.
We were very young, and it's like we spoke about this, and I said, I got to speak to Rob. What's some good stories? And he said, you could tell the shit and piss stories. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. It's no regrets, no fucking regrets. Let's go. But me and him have been through some shit. Like I went to Melbourne with him one time, and this is a good one. I went to Melbourne with him one night. We went to a pub, and they had a fundraising show on. And I'm a microphone pest. Like if there's a microphone, I'm just drawn to it. And I'm always like trying to, if there's karaoke or a band, I've got to try to get hold of microphones and sing or do some stand up or whatever. And we go to this pub, and there's a band playing. It's a big fundraiser, and it's packed. And they're playing an AC/DC song or something, or a good Aussie rock song. And I just got up and grabbed the mic, and I got hit in the back by the bass player, like smashed me with his bass, like get the fuck off stage. Fair enough. But when he did it, I was drunk and I just sort of turned around, went fuck off, and sort of shoved him, and he fell over, and the band stopped and everything went silent, and the whole fucking club, no word of a lie, attacked, like fucking just went me. I was getting punched and kicked and smashed with, like bad, like flogged. I got my fucking head split open, my nose broken.
Holy,
I think broke my cheekbone, and even the security weren't even stopping it because of what I'd done.
Right.
And my mate was trying to stop him, just going, leave him alone, he's had enough. I was just covering up, taking it all. And then the girl that he knew, who was part of the fundraiser, I didn't know, but she stopped. She said, leave him alone, he's with me. And then they laid off. And then later on, I found out that the bass player that I pushed on stage, the fundraiser was for him to raise money because he had stage 4 cancer.
Oh,
and
my God.
That's who I pushed. And that's why everyone was there for him.
Right.
And I got fucked up. I had to fly home the next day, and being in altitude with a busted head, it was a pretty painful flight. But the funny thing is, about a week later, someone sent me they used to give out those music magazines, Time Off, Rave. They were at like cafes, and that free music,
like a free music magazine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone sent it to me and said, check the comic. And in the back of the magazine, there's a comic, and it's got like this comic strip about this dude. And then the last square of the comic, it's like, meanwhile at the Greyhound Hotel, and it's got this big cloud of dust with fists and kicks and things, and it's like me getting the shit beaten out of me. And it was immortalized in a comic book.
Jeez,
comic
you
strip.
Went push a stage 4 cancer person. What the fuck, barbecue?
I had no idea.
That's pretty bad.
I know. And if there is a regret, it's like that. But there's no way I would have done it had I known that was what was fucking going on. But yeah, I've had some close calls with getting the shit beaten out of me.
What tell me about, go back to the teenage years. Why are you getting kicked out of your house and chased out of your house? Like at this point, you're 18 or whatever. You missed the boat.
Yeah.
What was going on during this time of your life?
Uh, well, I was brought up. Yeah, I had my old man. He's still alive, so I won't say too much because I'll probably get him in trouble. But my father,
He was kind of a criminal, right, or something.
he ran illegal casinos, and he was also, you know, he collected money for people and he fixed things up for people. He ran illegal casinos, which was all, on the news and general knowledge to, the public. So it's not like I'm giving anything away there. But he was a very hard man, very violent, and I saw a lot of shit that young people shouldn't see. I'm talking when I was very young. He'd be out running casinos, and when I was 10 or 12, he taught me how to shoot handguns and stuff, and and would say to me, when I'm not home, you're the man of the house. If someone comes here, because we had a lot of people, bad people, out to get him or out to hurt the family. So it was like, you're the man of the house when I'm not home. And then my mum got schizophrenia when I was about 12. And I remember the day she just went like bang. I remember she just went crazy, and she got locked up. So I took her away to sort of a mental facility. So we had to go and visit it. We had to go and visit her there. And then, Dad wasn't around much, so we'd visit Mum, and it was just me and my two sisters living at home ourselves.
No parental or no aunt or uncle or nothing. Wow.
We had his mum, who was just as bad as him, would check in, but it was pretty much three young people in this big house out. We're on a acreage out of town, and we just did what we want. So I think when that happened to Mum was like, everything to the kids. Like she encouraged me to do art and music, and she was trying to actually, before she got sick, she was getting me into TV to get on, because I was always performing and doing plays at school, and she was getting me into TV. And when she got sick, that was it. Like I just went downhill. I was self-destructive and angry and drinking at 13, 14, writing myself off.
That's pretty young for all that to be going on, man.
It fucked me. It turned me into quite.
Are your dad and your mom together at this time?
He still, he had other women.
He's doing his thing.
He had women on the side. He had, he had prostitutes and shit working in the casinos, and wow. we were getting our house raided. Like our house got raided quite a bit when we were young. Like our beds turned into our room. Our beds turned upside down.
Like police or FBI
police,
or whatever.
like our detectives. So I mean, it was pretty fucked up. Some of the things I saw some things that I won't talk about now. I'll probably be able to talk about when he passed away. But there was houses getting blown up. A lot to do with him. There was houses getting blown up in this town, Noosa, and he got raided quite a bit. And he was always in court, but he was pretty intelligent. He'd get himself off. He never got locked up, never did time, but he was in court for some pretty brutal things. Accusations of torture and deprivation of liberty and shit like that. So we saw a lot of fucked up shit. And Mum, like I said, was the rock. She was the light. And when she went downhill, and we'd have to visit her in these mental facilities, and fuck, mate, one flew over the cuckoo's nest type places,
right,
where they're doing experimental stuff. And it seems crazy, but this was all happening. And like I said, I just went downhill. And in the end, I had a big falling out with him, and it got violent. And I think I had one of his guns or something, and I went over to confront him where he was staying with this lady, and the police came after me, and then they came back out to where I was living at this property, and I took off in the night, and that's when I packed up and left. So that was right around the Burn My Eyes tour, and I moved 3 hours south to the Gold Coast. But yeah, there was, for years, that whole my teens and early 20s until I met Carly, I was just I pushed everyone away. I was a horror. I can't even believe that my friend Brian and a few other people stuck with me, because I was so self-destructive and so fucking angry at the world. And I mean, that's why I took to metal, I suppose. But it took a while. I mean, even now, I've always struggled to show emotion. Like Carly's taught me how to fucking love again, I suppose. But I had no love. I just hated the world, and it was because I lost my mum,
Yeah.
And
that's tough to watch your mom, like, especially, when they start schizophrenia, and like now she's heavily medicated, and you go in to visit, and it's like that person that you knew and that person that you loved is gone. Like there's a face there, and there's the same eyes that you remember, but the mental capacity is not there.
Yeah, and if you try to speak to her about that, and as a kid, I'd say, "Mum, I want my mum back," and
right,
she'd do a crazy laugh, which was just heartbreaking. So that's why I think I was so fucked up as a younger person, and then. I met Carly, and I stopped drinking for a while. I got into mixed martial arts, and I started doing this youth work. And I think the youth work saved me, because I was helping kids that went through the same stuff that I went through.
Right.
So it was that turned me around, and I was always a respectful person. I never stole, and I never did heavy stuff. Like I dabble in speed and coke and ecstasy and all that shit, but I was always respectful, and I didn't go off the rails in that way, but I just drank. I drank to hide everything, and I drank and drank, and I don't drink like that anymore. I think everyone thinks I drink like that because I just post videos of me drinking. Life's too serious. Like I just get on Instagram and that and post stupid shit because everyone's being serious.
Yeah.
But I don't drink like that anymore. I certainly got it under control, and without Carly and without my family and finding youth work, I'd probably be dead of liver cancer or some shit.
How do you meet Carly?
How
old are you when you guys meet?
She was 16 and I was 22.
Oh, okay.
Which is legal in Australia.
Okay.
but I don't, She was.
It's legal in some states in California, or some states in the United States as well.
Mate, she was. Yeah, she was out I used to see her out partying years before this. So I think she had a fairly similar sort of thing going on. And
wild
14, 15, I used to see her out at shows or clubs or whatever, and chat with her. And then I was in a band, and we were playing.
Did you have like a mutual friend, or do you just go up there and start? Okay, yeah.
No, she knew people that we knew, but we were in a band, and we were playing at the Gold Coast, like a big show in a park. And after the show, she came up and started chatting with me. She was into the heavier sort of stuff, music, and we were playing just pretty heavy music. We were playing very similar Pantera, Machine Head, Slayer sort of style, doing covers. I think that day we did Davidian and we did Rain in Blood, and
nice.
We were actually killing it. We had a pretty tight band going, and
what were you guys called?
That band was called Opprobrium.
What's that?
Opprobrium. OPP. Yeah.
OPP. Okay.
Yeah. So which had a fucking dark meaning. I'd have to look it up, but we were going pretty good. Met her, and I think I told this story to you before, but like that night, I think we went home, and you were on Triple J. Maybe you and Logan were on 3 Hours of Power on Triple J, and you were you played 3 new tracks off The More Things Change. It was Davidian, 10 Ton Hammer, and Down to None, and that was sort of our thing.
Yeah, something else other than.
Sorry. Take My Scars. Okay. 10 Ton Hammer, Take My Scars, and Down to None. So that was like that was our album after that. That was like our first night hanging out, drinking, and that out, and you guys played that. So that's
Do you
always had a
kiss on the first
special
night?
meaning.
You guys kiss on the first
I
night?
I don't think anything serious happened on the first night.
Just
and then
hanging out, talking and
we were
stuff.
hanging out, listening to metal, and then she came to another show, and since then, like, but even then, I tried to push her away because I didn't like getting close to anyone, and she just stuck in there. And she's a trooper. She has seen some things and been through some stuff, and I was just selling weed. I wasn't working. I was just selling weed, doing all sorts of stuff, and she hung in there. And then we had kids, and she's still around. So
yeah,
she's a trooper, mate. She got me through some pretty heavy stuff.
When you, I asked this question to everybody, so I'll ask it to you. I'm sure you know what question's coming. When you lose your virginity, is there music playing in the background? Is there a movie playing? Is it silence?
It was I was 14. It was at a friend's house, and we were cranking Appetite for Destruction. And I think it was like So Easy or something. Okay. But mate, it was about dead set. It would have been about fucking a minute and a half. It was pathetic.
You got through half of It's So Easy. That's good. You know what? I think it is interesting though, because like I think that like I've listened to you talk now, and you've referenced Guns N' Roses at least 5 other times during this conversation. You do Guns N' Roses for karaoke. You did it for your pop contest or whatever, and like here you are still doing like Guns N' Roses still has that attachment to you. I think in part because not obviously it's a great record and it's a timeless fucking rock record, but you lose your virginity to fucking Guns N' Roses, you're gonna be fucking, you're sticking with that band for the rest of your life. You're like, this band, I love this band.
100%. Appetite for Destruction, I still play it. I love the album.
And I love that you actually had music playing. I think that like I talked to some people and they're like, dude, the first time it was just dead silent and there was just nothing and it was horrible. and I'm like, and then I talked to whenever people said that there was music, it usually is a better experience.
Yep.
Whether it's short or not is irrelevant. Like we're all just so fucking excited the first time we're getting pussy. We're just like, oh my God, like fucking, but it's like a good experience,
It definitely made it, a lot better. I think having music, it probably would have been very awkward without music.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a beat and there's a vibe going, and definitely, I couldn't imagine it without music.
I talked to the dude from the singer for Ice Nine Kills, who I love that band, they're killer, and he lost his virginity to a movie. It was like the Slumber Party Massacre or something, and he was totally into it because he loves that movie. So he was like, this is great. He was like, I don't know if the chick liked it so much, but like he was into it. I just thought that was funny. A ton of people, so many people, more than any other band, have lost their virginity to Slayer. Of all the fucking, I've asked this question for fucking, coming up on a year and a half now, and so many band dudes have lost their virginity to Slayer, which I think is just, like in my head, I'm always just like, what, like I would think, okay, Red Hot Chili Peppers or fucking Deftones or something, I lost your video somehow.
Yeah. Slayer. I don't know about Slayer. It's pretty full on.
It's funny too because I've had a couple of dudes on here, and I'm not gonna name names because they asked me not to do anything. But there's been a couple of band members who were on here who lost their virginity to Slayer, but then asked me they told the story, but then they asked me to remove the story. And they were just like, I don't want anybody knowing about me losing my virginity. And I'm like, that made it even weirder to me. I was like, I think it's great that you lost your virginity to Slayer. Like, fucking, who cares? Like, fucking, no, I can't let anybody know that. I was like,
actually, I think someone told me about Slayer. Maybe someone in Machine Head. One of the members of Machine Head might have told me they lost theirs to Slayer, or just a good time when they were having relations to Slayer.
Maybe, yeah.
I forget who it was.
Maybe.
I won't say names.
I've had most of my good relations to Alice in Chains.
Good
Alice in Chains has got a good, it's singing, not too crazy.
Perfect.
Good background.
Good
music.
vibe. Good
vibe. Yeah,
good,
totally.
Good vibe. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Ginevra and I listened to a lot of Alice in Chains when we got together.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I mean, the perfect tempo and vibe.
Yeah, totally.
Good
for you and Carly, man. And you guys had your first kid. Your son's still in the service, right?
Yeah, he's about to turn 22.
Yeah, and that's from you and Carly.
Yeah. So we've got two. We got the son. We got the son who's 22
first
in
kid,
the army.
You had a pretty big break.
Yeah, we were only get. I think we just thought one's enough. The way of the world. I was like, I don't know if I want to have another kid. But yeah, we've got the daughter now. She's 14. She's at the stage now where I'm embarrassing. My haircut's embarrassing. My beard's embarrassing. My videos are embarrassing. My fucking car's embarrassing.
She used to join you in the videos.
I
now
know.
Your videos are embarrassing. What the fuck?
I had to put them all on private.
Oh,
no more shit. No more shit. No. Oh man. I'm just.
Hey,
and she's so full of attitude. 14-year-old. Full of attitude, but
she's still rapping. Remember, you guys had some rapping, some daddy dog rapping.
Loves music. I just bought her an electric drum kit, and she just sits on there for hours. So she's more into the pop sort of stuff now. I mean, but she loves it. She just plays music all day. She dances. She's into a lot of hip hop now, so she's into Tupac, and she's getting into the old school hip hop stuff. She's wearing Tupac hoodies and shit,
Oh, okay, that's pretty unusual. Like most of the
I
know they're into the new school rappers now.
No, she's jumped on the old stuff, and she's into quite a bit of it. Biggie and Tupac,
Red,
Ice Cube and stuff. But she likes some of the new stuff. She likes a bit of Post Malone, and she likes some rock stuff. But she just sits on. She puts some music on, puts the headphones on, and just jams out on the electric kit. But yeah, she doesn't. She does. I'm embarrassing, so I mean,
what's the matter with your beard? There's nothing.
I don't know. Suddenly she's got this beard thing. It must be her friends go, "Oh, your dad and his beard, his mullet, and his mullet." And, I change my hair like every couple of weeks. I just shave it off, grow a mullet, get a mullet, whatever.
Long for a minute there, and then you did the mullet, right?
Yeah. So, but it's. I got to tone things down a bit, like for her. I don't want her, being embarrassed.
Maybe that's the life lesson of barbecue is that you competed in the pop star twice and lost it because it was too much barbecue. You gotta tone barbecue down, and then
got to tone it down.
Life's gonna go good.
I have, that's the thing, and try not to put too many videos up online that any of her friends. She goes to a private school. She goes to a Christian private school, not because we're religious, because it's the best school around. So we pay for her to go to this good school, and they're all very straight, and they're all very and that's cool. There's some great people there. But when she's telling me she's embarrassed about me, I'm like, have you seen that your fucking friends' parents? Like, they're just fucking. How am I embarrassing? Look at these dorky other parents. Like, I just don't get it, but whatever.
That's teenagers.
Oh man, what's going on? People ringing me. How do I get rid of it?
You got to put your phone on do not disturb. Not standby, but do not disturb.
Yeah, I'll just go back to you. Do not disturb. No, I'll just let it ring out. Are you still got me there though?
I do. Yeah, you just came back.
I'll just kick them off. So yeah, I got to tone it down, and I got to not throw so many dildos and videos and stuff like that.
Oh, you got to keep doing that. I mean, especially if your page is private, what does it matter? Then her friends can see it anyway.
Like Instagram, I'll keep doing it.
She should be telling her friend, don't look at my dad's Instagram page.
No, that's private. So I made private.
Don't
I
look
make
at my
people-
dad's TikTok page.
Yeah, I put them private because they have got a bit of the dildos.
I would
throwing
think it'd be
fucking-
weird that they would be looking at your page anyway. You know?
probably the parents.
Yeah, right.
But that's that whole dildo thing that blew up too. Like that actually came from band stuff, like the whole dildo.
Oh yeah, didn't you guys used to have like a bunch of dildos on stage or something?
So me and my friend Brian,
This is a different band.
different band, Drop Dead Ugly, and we were sitting in a pub club, and we were like, we formed this band. We're talking about it, and I said, we need like a gimmick. You know, everyone's got something. People got masks, and they got this and that and that. And across the road from the pub was a sex shop, love shop, whatever. And I looked over there and I said, dildos. We need fucking dildos. So we finished our beers and we had a fair session. So we'd been on the drink all day, and we went over to the sex shop, and I'm just in there like, what's the biggest dildo you've got? And it's me and a bloke, me and my mate, and we're in there going, what's the biggest dildo you got?
Right.
And they get the catalog out, and they go, it's this one, it's called the Mano War. It's the one it's the one
Mano
it's this
War.
one.
Oh, look at that one. That's a good one.
It's that one.
With
So
nuts.
we like, give me one of them. Give me a Mano War. Give me
so
this.
good that, it's so good that it has nuts.
We order all these dildos. They must have thought it was so weird. And
How long have you had? Is that the same dildo? Like the original purchase?
Yeah, that's the Mano War. I now call it Womb Breaker in all those silly Thor movies I do. A bit of an ode to Stormbreaker off Thor.
Right. Womb Breaker.
So we started. So then we're playing shows, and man, it was I made, you saw them. I made the nunchucks with the dildos on chain, and I had a tridong, and
Tridong was great.
man, I was like whipping these out on stage and hitting people with them, and hitting my drummer's cymbals with the nunchuck ones.
I bet you everybody loved it. I bet you everybody fucking loved it, right? They probably wanted to get hit with the dildo, right?
Yeah, they did. I had a wireless mic, and I'd run through the audience just slapping people. And we won the Battle of the Bands in the same pub against all these legit bands. We won the Battle of the Bands, which we won like $4,000 or $5,000. And they told us no deal. They said no. Oh yeah, it was a big Battle of the Bands. And they were like, no dildos. And I'm like, fuck that. And then, like first heat,
shtick, man.
I was pulling out the dildos. And we won that. And yeah, then I just had, once all the band stuff was over, I just had this suitcase full of dildos. So now when people come over and we're drinking, I just get them out, fucking throw them at people, slap them.
So your guitar player would have to bring like his guitar case and his amp, and then your drummer would have to bring all of his drums and all this, and you had to bring like a suitcase full of dildos. That was, and your microphone.
Dildo weaponry. Yeah, that was it. I'd just rock up with this, and we had that many by the end of it, all sorts of ones. I had a cock mask, and
what's everybody else in the band doing with dildo? Are they doing anything with dildos?
The bass drum had the Mano War, the big cock hanging off the front of the bass drum. So when he'd be hitting it, it'd just be flapping around. The rest of the band were like, they'd wear like a cock mask, or there was a mask with a cock on on the nose.
Okay, right.
But for most part, they were just trying to dodge me swinging dildos.
And who's your audience? Are you drawing mostly girls or mostly dudes?
Big mix, mix, and sometimes
mixer. What, Irish people? You mean?
No, a mix of male and female sort of people.
Oh, a mix. Gotcha, a mix.
Yeah. So we were actually, towards the end, we were like packing clubs out because it was just hilarious. Like I'd be talking shit and drinking skull and beers and swinging dildos, and it was just like it was a comedy act, but we were tight. We had some fucking good tunes, and They used to call us the Australian Bloodhound Gang. Like that was the sort of style we were. A bit of rap,
Okay.
a bit of metal, bit of
Okay.
funk.
Okay.
You know, and yeah, it went really good. We were going solid, and then
What
sort
was
of
this
life
band's
happened.
name? Did you tell us the band's name?
That was Drop Dead Ugly.
Oh, Drop Dead Ugly. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and we had a good following. Put a couple of CDs out, and man, there's still people message me going, "You need to get Drop Dead Ugly back together. That was the fucking best." And you know, the days of the dildos and fucking. I mean, it was just crazy. It was good times.
What was your big hit? What was Drop Dead Ugly's big hit?
Probably the biggest one that had the most fucking hits on all iTunes and Spotify was GILF. GIL.
What was like the biggest song though? Like if you played the song, it was your Davidian. It brought the house down.
Well, it wasn't a real rager of a song, but it was probably a funny one. It was called GILF. Like instead of MILF, it was GILF. So grandma, I'd like to fuck. And I wrote it. I was working in I was doing landscaping at a nursing home, and I always had old ladies trying to give me like fucking corned beef and bonnock stew and like meals and stuff, and telling me, "Oh, come in and sit with me." And I wrote this song about old ladies hitting on me all the time and sniffing their panties on the line and stuff like that. It was just all comedy. We had some songs that had a bit of backlash. We got a few ladies coming to shows and get like feminists getting upset because you know, I'd sing about chicks not, you know, hairy chicks not shaven and smelly hairy pussies and stuff, and we get chicks turning up to the shows, feminists, and sort of giving us a bit of grief.
I could see that,
but
I could see that.
Yeah,
you're singing about smelly pussies.
We just went
out. Asking for it.
We were out to upset people and stir some controversy, and we did that. But then family life happened, so
right.
Had to pull up.
When was all that? Like when was that happen? What years are these?
It's
are you 20s?
Sort of 2000, 2005-ish, 2004, 2005. So
okay,
right, yeah, sort of when my son Logan was very young. You know, he was 3 or 4 years old or something like that. So it was, but yeah, it was time to get serious and get a job and do get sensible.
I want to say that's about the time that I met you.
I
think I recall meeting you the first time for Through the Ashes. I'm not sure what year it was, but it was Through the Ashes, and you came backstage and you were out of your mind, like wasted.
Adam wanted to kill me, I think, and then I got thrown out of the show for stage diving. And I remember you always used to have a go at me about it. I climbed up on stage in Sydney, and I ran across the stage, and as I ran across, I knocked down your mic stand and I jumped into the audience.
Yes, I remember this now.
And then I jumped in the audience, and
the annoying guy who doesn't know to look out for the mic stand when he does a stage dive. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yep. And you've given me
not a professional stage diver.
Nah,
it's like, who does that? Like, I still got to sing. Come on.
Lucky. I think it was during a lead or something. But the guys got it up. I got thrown out, and when I got thrown out, there was a guy out the front smashing like windows at the venue, and the security guards were just there, and they would just stand there doing nothing. And I said to the security guards, "If I get rid of this guy, will you let me back in?" And one of them said, "Yeah, if you can get rid of him, we'll let you back in." And I went up to him and said, "Mate, fuck off, stop being a dickhead." And he just went whack, whack, whack and started punching me. And I think he cut my eyebrow, and I had a blood nose. And then, but he left. The security guard stopped him, and then he left. And then I said, "Security guards, all right, well, I can come back in now. He's gone." And they went, "You got blood all over you. You're not coming back in."
Oh, no.
I was like, "What?" And then I was outside, and everyone was backstage with you guys. And I got a text from someone saying that you were going to let me back in the back door. So I came in the back door, but I was covered in blood and I was drunk.
Did I meet you before the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were we were in there in backstage before the show drinking.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
it was Grey Goose and all sorts of things. And yeah, I was wasted. I was just like, because it was the first time.
I think you were doing the military roles throughout the backstage at one point.
I think I'd teabag and stuff.
See, I thought you were hilarious. I know Adam was all annoyed because Adam got sober, and then anybody who was drunk annoyed him. And I was like, well, I'm drinking, so this isn't annoying to me.
Yeah, and that was the thing. I think you were enjoying it, and he wasn't. And it was my first backstage experience, I think. And when you're growing up, you think backstage is all about partying and being stupid, and then you soon realize it's not. It's quite serious, and you guys got a job to do. So I toned down after that. But yeah, first backstage experience, I was just letting loose, and I was fucking wasted.
Yeah.
But I remember how annoyed Adam was, and I did apologize him at the very end of the night. Like Phil said, don't go near him. But I went near him, and he was like fucking so angry, like ready to fucking smash me. And I'm like, dude, I'm already cut open and I'm bleeding. And then I left him alone. And then before I left, I went back up one more time and just said, man, I'm so sorry. And by then he was like, all right, well, fucking, just don't do that sort of shit again. Oh yeah, sweet. But yeah, that was my first backstage experience. And
that's funny. I didn't know that was your Machine Head Through the Ashes was your first backstage experience. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure
your own backstage with your own band. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Fuck. Like I said, plenty of other funny times backstage, and Miranda and Andreas, I had some funny times with them.
For sure.
Well, we're gonna have all the head cases.
We're gonna have to make some more memories. We're gonna have
some
more backstage hangs, and hopefully you can get your stuff together all sorted for the UK dates and all that. I'm sure those guys would all love to see you.
Oh, for sure. I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to have it all booked by the end of this month. So once I sort it out, I'll let you know. And I can't wait to rage. Can't wait to get over there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, been good talking to you, man.
Been good talking to you. Always.
It's been a while since we had a long catch up.
Yeah, it has been. Probably since UK.
Yeah, for sure. Really, probably since Australia. I don't say we had a good hang. It was kind of short though.
Yeah.
Like it was brief, and I guess we raged in a couple different nights, but it was like I was just like a million things happening.
Yeah. No, anyway, definitely.
But good talking to you, man. Best of luck with everything. Hope you get your job situation sorted out. I'm sure that'll be a big relief to you.
Yeah. Look, I got some stuff on the go. I'm working again. I'm making some money, and I was always saving anyway, so I've always got savings so I can travel. So
awesome.
We're good.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Some hilarious fucking stories from the mighty Floyd Barbecue. There are no fucking regrets with ROBB FLYNN.